From giant river monsters to mysterious animals, creepy creatures to unidentified beasts, the jungle keeps its secrets tightly guarded. Yet, cameras manage to capture what no one expected. Call them frightening, strange, or catches that are truly bizarre. But you wouldn't believe what people caught in the Amazon if it hadn't been recorded. Giant serpent. In the middle of southern Thailand, something straight out of a horror movie had the entire community on the edge. It all started with a flood in the first week of December, and soon after that, people spotted a massive 20-foot reticulated python right in the middle of the road. The footage captured in Patani province on December 1st showed the huge snake. And when I say huge, I mean huge. The snake had a bulging stomach, floating right through the flooded road in Patani province. Trust me, you'd think twice before going near that. Human-eyed fish. A fisherman from Krabi once pulled up a fish so bizarre it could haunt your nightmares. This fish had a human-like face, big lips, googly eyes, and a frown so deep it looked like it had been through some serious drama. When the fisherman saw it staring back at him, he was so shocked. He almost tossed the whole thing back in the water, but he didn't. And thank goodness for that, because this strange fish had no teeth and was way shorter than it should have been. What in the world was this creepy creature? Let me know if you have any guess. Amazon Sewer Eel. A guy was exploring the sewers in Brazil, just minding his own business, when he heard something weird, like a distortion. Thinking it was nothing, he kept moving. But then he saw it, a massive creature heading right toward him. It looked like an eel, but way bigger and weirder. And guys, it had multiple eyes all over its body, and a huge creepy mouth on its front, just waiting for its next victim. He froze. What was this thing? He was sure he wasn't dreaming, but it sure felt like one. Vivid catch. During a fishing trip, a guy reeled in something that wasn't your average catch. At first, he thought it was just a fish with a horn on its head, but when he took a closer look, things got really weird. Instead of fins, this creature had strange limb-like appendages and a long, flowing tail. Its jelly-like translucent body was unlike anything he'd ever seen. Naturally, the internet went wild with theories. Some said it was a deep-sea monster. Others thought it was a new reptile species. It looked a bit like a chameleon too, making this encounter one for the books. Electric river giant. These professional fishermen in the Amazon stumbled upon a shocking discovery. Literally, they managed to reel in a massive electric eel. A creature infamous for its zapping abilities. But this one wasn't just your average eel. It was a true giant of the waters. After getting it aboard, they stood there amazed, marveling at its sheer size. It's not every day you see something like this up close. Electric eels can grow up to 8 feet long and generate up to 860 volts of electricity, enough to make any predator think twice. Luckily, these pros kept a safe distance because, let's be honest, nobody wants an electric handshake. Weird forest find.
That's trippy.
Okay, give me this one with the light on it.
Okay, we're busy searching for aliens in space, but Earth's over here serving what-in-the-world moments like this. This guy stumbled upon a bizarre sight in the forest. Some sticky, branch-hugging blobs that made him, and the internet, go, huh? Everyone had wild theories, but it turns out these are actually salamander eggs. Yup, those jelly-like blobs are actually little amphibian nurseries. And here's what I think. Someone likely stuck them onto branches, maybe as a prank, or just to make us scratch our heads. Let's have some fun now. What would you have guessed these were? Tell me in the comments below. Jurassic River Predator. This fishing lover's expedition to the Congo River led to an unforgettable catch. This absolute monster of a fish. Meet the Goliath tigerfish, a true predator from nature's Jurassic world. With razor-sharp teeth that scream, "Do not mess with me," and a body built for power, this fish is like the piranha's more terrifying cousin. It's not just its looks that are scary, it's known for its aggressive hunting style, capable of preying on fish nearly its own size. Honestly, the fact that this guy reeled it in is both impressive and mildly concerning. I'd stick to fishing for something less likely to bite back. Would you dare to meet one of these? Tell me in the comments below. Creepy Lab Mutant? Okay, what even is this thing? It looks like a mashup of worms, some creepy eggs, and maybe a dash of nightmare fuel. Honestly, it seems like it could star in a sci-fi horror movie. Could this be some kind of mutant worm? Or did it just crawl out of a lab experiment gone wrong? Those bulbous structures look too strange to be natural, but who knows? Nature has a knack for creating bizarre stuff too. If you ask me, this thing's main goal is to freak people out, and it's doing a fantastic job. What do you guys think it is? Drop your theories in the comments. Bonus points for creativity. 33 feet. Shock. Amazon doesn't believe in boring surprises. It's all about heart-stopping, spine-chilling encounters. A guy was chilling under a tree, enjoying the shade, when a sinister hissing sound broke the peace. He became instantly alert, looked up, and there it was. A massive 33-foot snake coiled above him. I can imagine the sheer terror he must have felt at that moment. Lucky for him, his guardian angels were clearly on overtime duty, because spotting that serpent just in time saved him from, well, you can guess the rest. Bigger surprise. I bet you're thinking anaconda, right? Well, not this time. Sure, the massive size, the thick build, and that instant chill you got scream giant snake vibes. But hold on, this isn't a snake at all. When the video surfaced online, it caused a stir, with the uploader calling it the biggest eel ever caught. Some viewers even compared it to the legendary abaya, a mythical giant eel from folklore and video games like Stranded Deep. I dug around for more info, but couldn't find anything about who captured it or where it was filmed. Swamp surprise. This strange mud-covered creature was found tangled in a fishing net in a swamp in China. The fishermen were shocked as they pulled it out. A shiny, mysterious figure unlike anything they'd ever seen. Startled by all the shouting and waving sticks, the creature seemed just as confused as the people. Now here's a fun twist. Doesn't it look like a kappa? You know, the mythical water creature from Japanese folklore? With its tortoise-like shell, webbed hands, and shiny green skin, it checks all the boxes. Kappa are usually up to no good in stories, but this one might just be the victim of a muddy misunderstanding. Alien-like fish. This fisherman had the catch of a lifetime, or so he thought. He reeled in a bizarre alien-looking fish from a pond, showed it off for a few seconds, and then released it back into the water. The internet went wild, with debates breaking out about what this creature could be. Some said it was a one-of-a-kind mystery fish, while others identified it as a Chitala lopus, also known as the belida fish. Native to Indonesia, this rare beauty is famous for its knife-like back, fan-shaped fins, and shiny spots near the tail. Now you know, not everything is a strange, unidentified monster. Some are just elusive and rare species. Horror fish. This fisherman got a surprise he won't forget anytime soon. After catching a fish, he opened its mouth, and something creepy was hiding inside. And no, it wasn't something you'd expect to see. He posted the video online, and people went wild. Some thought it was a parasitic worm, but others were freaking out, saying it was a tongue-eating louse isopod. This nasty critter attaches itself to a fish's tongue, and then does its creepy work. Now guys, this is definitely not something I would want to meet on my next fishing trip. Whisker Grab. Forget the thirsty crow, folks, because this one's even more shocking. A guy near the Amazon River caught a creature he'd never seen before. He got closer, and to his surprise, the creature was actually drinking water from a pipe. What is this thing, though? Personally, I think it was a manatee. You probably already know, manatees love drinking fresh water, so it makes sense. I'm leaning towards the idea that this manatee was using its whiskers to grab onto the pipe. Pretty wild, isn't it, guys? Dragon booger. Well, here's a find that will give you the creeps. A brain-like slimy blob was spotted floating in Vancouver's Lost Lagoon. And let me tell you, it wasn't something you'd want to bump into. A group of amateur nature buffs came across it in 2017, and people immediately started guessing what it was.
It's like a hamburger. You want to taste it? Ugh.
Some called it a chunk of goo, while others went with dragon booger, or a slimy, gelatinous brain blob. But turns out, it's not a brain at all. It's a magnificent bryozoan.
So it's called a bryozoan.
A colony of tiny creatures forming that creepy, brain-like shape.
It's one animal reproducing asexually to make a huge colony.
Glowing fish. In China, a fisherman caught something that turned an ordinary day into an unforgettable one. He pulled in what looked like a ribbon-like fish. But here's what makes it extraordinary. It was glowing. Yes, glowing like a tiny underwater light bulb. The fisherman and his family were amazed, staring in disbelief at their rare and stunning catch. This wasn't just any fish, it was something truly extraordinary. A glowing ribbon of wonder from the depths. It brought excitement and joy to their day, making this catch a story they'll remember forever. Amazonian dolphin. While flying a drone over a winding Amazonian river, a group of adventurous friends was hoping for scenic shots, but what they caught instead was pure gold. As the drone hovered closer, they spotted something unusual rippling in the water. Zooming in, their jaws hit the floor. There it was, a pink dolphin, gracefully yet cheekily harassing an Amazonian giant caiman. The dolphin nudged and splashed around the enormous reptile as if daring it to react. The caiman, surprisingly calm, seemed unsure whether to strike or simply ignore the playful pest, so it remains a mystery. Scary drain. In the Amazon, locals had been hearing strange hissing noises coming from the drains, so they called the authorities. Everyone figured it was just a snake. After all, it's the Amazon, but no one could have predicted what they found. An anaconda had coiled itself up in the drain, looking like it was perfectly molded to fit. The giant snake had slithered in after days of heavy rain. While some wanted it removed, the authorities let it be, thinking it was safer for both the residents and the creature. Eventually, the anaconda returned to the wild, as if nothing happened. Alien fish. The fisherman was out fishing at Elephant Butte Lake on a Saturday night, July 12th, when he felt a big tug on his rod. Thinking he had a nice striper on the line, he pulled it up, but as soon as he saw the fish, he froze. Its head was bizarre, and its tongue was straight up creepy. He quickly pulled his hand back, not sure if it was about to bite him. Even the experts couldn't explain it, guessing it was some genetic glitch.
Way back in the string of genetics, something crossed with something, and
The fisherman even joked that he wished he had caught it earlier. He could have made a fortune selling it as an alien fish. Smiley Mystery. A diver was enjoying a casual dive when he spotted what he thought was a friendly octopus gliding toward him. He got excited, because who wouldn't want a close encounter with such a fascinating creature? But as it drew closer, he saw this. This wasn't an ordinary octopus. It had tentacles, sure, but also a face complete with big, smiley eyes and teeth that looked surprisingly human. The diver froze, utterly baffled by what he was seeing. Camouflaged creature. So there was this guy who came across a weird fish, perfectly camouflaged in the water. And what did he do? He poked it with his finger. Yeah, not the brightest idea, right? The fish wasn't happy about it and shocked him pretty good. Luckily, he managed to pull back before it could snap its jaws. Imagine the mess if he didn't. And now viewers are left wondering what kind of fish it is. After some digging, I figured it might just be a case of pareidolia, where our brains see patterns that aren't really there. What do you think? Mata Mata Turtle. Let's take a detour into the Amazon for a moment and talk about one of its weirdest residents. A group of fishermen were going about their day when their nets snagged something unusual. It wasn't a fish. It was a Mata Mata turtle, a bizarre creature that looks like a living rock with a shell covered in algae. The fishermen were stunned by their rare find and spent some time marveling at its strange, prehistoric vibe. But instead of keeping it, they gently returned the turtle to its muddy hideout. A perfect snapshot of Amazon's wild surprises. Floating mystery. Here's a clip that's got everyone's attention online. It shows a massive creature lounging underwater, like it's on a vacation. At first, it looks like your everyday giant lizard cooling off. But hold on. When you take a closer look at its size, you can't help but feel something isn't quite normal. Some people are convinced it's a giant gecko. Others are throwing out wild guesses about a brand new species. Its calm, almost smug pose made me think, what kind of underwater mysteries are we still blind to? A creepy river twist for sure. Walking roots. And this one is a real head-scratcher. An octopus, but not in the water on dry land. Crazy, right? Normally these creatures thrive underwater, so spotting one on land definitely raises some eyebrows. But this one is even stranger. Instead of the usual tentacles, it's got something that looks like living roots, making it feel more like something from a fantasy world. Seriously, it's like a real-life Whomping Willow from Harry Potter. So, if you're ever wandering in the woods, maybe keep an eye out for something a little different. Amazonian reptile. You guys probably know that the Amazon is home to caimans, but this one, it made the fisherman run for his life. Picture this. On a muddy bank, a massive crocodile was just chilling. But the size of this thing, it made me scream, "Dragon!" Seriously, look at that long tail and that mouth wide open. It was a sight. Well, turns out this wasn't just any croc, it was a saltwater crocodile. And let's just say it definitely wasn't something you want to mess with. Talk about a jaw-dropping encounter. Pikachu Cousin. Some fishermen in the Amazon didn't catch a fish this time, but something straight out of some animal movie. One guy set up his camera in the woods at night to see what was lurking around, and what he caught on film was a creature creeping up on the camera that looked like Pikachu's distant cousin. The internet lost it, with everyone guessing what the mystery animal was. After some digging, it turns out it was a golden brush-tail possum. This little guy knows how to make an entrance, and apparently how to get the whole internet talking. Mysterious Amazon swimmer. In this wild clip from the Amazon River, a fisherman caught something bizarre on camera. At first glance, it looks like an unidentified creature gliding through the water. What's strange is that it swims against the current, but stays completely stationary. How does that even work? It's almost hypnotic to watch. Some say it might just be a weird plant. But do plants normally behave like this? The way it moves really makes you wonder if it's some kind of unusual marine animal. Whatever it is, it's got everyone guessing. So, what do you think? Is it a new Amazonian mystery, or are we just overthinking a piece of floating debris? Shadowy Waters. When it comes to spooky creatures, we often think of things hiding in the dark or under the bed. But what about the terrors that lurk underwater? Take this unsettling clip, for example. Fisherman, out on a routine trip, spots something unusual. Something straight out of a sci-fi flick. Slowly drifting beneath the water surface, this monster gives off major creature from the Black Lagoon vibes. It's not aggressive, but its presence is enough to make anyone uneasy. Is it a mutated fish, a misunderstood marine animal, or something more sinister? Whatever it is, it's proof that the unknown can be more haunting than any horror movie villain. sewer slug. While examining a sewer, this guy found something so creepy he could hardly believe it himself. He managed to capture footage of the creature, and at first glance, it looked like something straight out of a nightmare.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
It had huge bulging eyes and a tongue hanging out of its mouth like it was ready to strike. Watching this, I couldn't help but think this thing must be some kind of cursed spirit, like a Toji's curse. Creep legends lurking in the shadows, haunting people with its eerie presence. Seriously, nature has some bizarre surprises. Giant Centipede. This video is enough to make your skin crawl, literally. A massive centipede, likely a Scolopendra gigantea, is seen slithering across someone's arm. And no, this isn't your average creepy crawler. This giant predator is known for its venomous bite and the ability to take down prey much larger than itself. Its long, segmented body and quick movements had viewers frozen in equal parts fear and fascination. The video went viral, with people wondering who was brave or reckless enough to let this thing crawl on them. Honestly, I'd probably set a world record for running if I saw one of these in real life. What about you? Fight or flight? Mysterious blob. A group of friends stumbled upon a slimy, shiny, black blob that looked like a moving brain. Yes, it was moving. So they tried to figure out what it could be, and their best guess was that maybe it's a mass of tubifex worms tangled together, or a bunch of bootlace worms that somehow made its way to shore, or possibly both combined. Whatever it is, it's the kind of thing that's both fascinating and a little freaky. Imagine running into this while having a chill beach day. Would you poke it, or nope, right out of there? Let me know your thoughts below, because this video has everyone scratching their heads. Amazon River Giant. Deep in the Amazon River, there's a fish so big, it sounds like something straight out of a legend. Meet the arapaima, a massive freshwater fish that can grow up to 15 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds. Locals and fishermen have been talking about this giant for ages, but it's still a bit of a mystery. Some call it a river monster, while others swear by the stories of its incredible size. So, is it really a legendary beast, or just another fishtail? Whatever it is, this arapaima sure knows how to make a splash. Would you want to meet one face to face? Moving tail mystery. In this bizarre video, a man stumbles upon something strange in his backyard. A detached tail that seems to be moving on its own. At first, he's completely shocked and starts recording this strange sight. Some people on the internet thought it was an entirely new, unidentified species, but others had a more reasonable guess. It's the tail of a leaf-tailed gecko. What's even weirder is that the tail keeps moving even after being separated from the body. Is it just muscle memory, or is something else going on here? Either way, it's definitely one creepy and puzzling sight. Elephant-faced fish. Here's another bizarre catch straight out of a sci-fi movie. A fisherman recently reeled in a fish that looks like it borrowed an elephant's trunk. With a face like this, it's no surprise the internet can't stop buzzing. The fish's strange, elongated snout and unique pattern make it look like a mashup of aquatic life and jungle vibes. Some people online think it could be a deformed fish or a rare type of aquatic species. This could be an example of a trunk fish or just nature playing tricks on us. Giant of Waters.
Wow, it's a giant fish.
This Thai fisherman stumbled upon a true river legend, a massive arapaima lurking in the murky waters. Known as one of the largest freshwater fish in the world, the arapaima is native to the Amazon, but has found its way to waters far and wide. This aquatic giant can grow over 10 feet long and weigh up to 400 pounds, making it both a remarkable sight and a challenging catch. Seeing this fisherman cradle the fish like it's both his prized catch and a struggle buddy is a mood. Imagine trying to wrestle a fish this big. Is it just me, or does it look like the fish might wrestle back? Sewer monster. These sewer cleaners came across something straight out of a nightmare. And honestly, I lost my appetite too. This strange creature looks like it came straight from a sci-fi horror movie. Deformed eyes, weird gaping mouth, check and check. If someone told me it's a mutant spider or an alien experiment gone wrong, I'd believe it. Experts or the internet detectives suggest it might be some kind of aquatic creature or a severely ill-treated animal, distorted by the murky sewer conditions. Either way, it's creepy enough to haunt your dreams. Bizarre humanoid. China's shores had a shocker in store. A bizarre creature washed up, and let me tell you, it wasn't your average fishtail. A curious guy decided to pick it up, because why not, right? But as he held it, things took a wild turn. This thing had a human-like head, little arms and legs, and it started moving. People nearby couldn't decide if they were amazed or creeped out. But guys, one thing's for sure, the ocean keeps proving its home to the strangest and scariest surprises. Mysterious encounter. Imagine kayaking peacefully on the Amazon River when, out of nowhere, mysterious creatures start thudding against your kayak. That's exactly what happened to one man who found himself surrounded by curious and possibly playful river dwellers. These giant creatures seemed determined to flip his kayak, causing quite the panic. Now, before we assume they had bad intentions, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I'd put my money on them being manatees, those gentle giants of the water, and they probably weren't trying to ruin his day. The poor guy just happened to paddle into their hangout spot. Egg or predator? In this clip, a man spots what looks like an egg lying innocently on the ground. He reaches out to pick it up. But wait, did you notice that? Let me zoom in for you. There's an eye hidden right there, just beside the egg, scanning the surroundings like a pro spy. It is a perfectly camouflaged creature blending into the ground. Honestly, if this guy had spotted it, I bet he would have noped out of there instantly. This sneaky predator might be an alligator or another critter that excels in hiding in plain sight. Moral of the story: not every egg deserves a closer look. What would you do in this situation? Poor croc. A floating crocodile in the water has become a buffet for a pack of hungry piranhas. The once mighty predator, now a lifeless shell, seems to have been hollowed out entirely by these razor-toothed fish. Talk about turning the tables in the food chain. Piranhas are known for their ferocious appetite, and they don't waste any time when food is on the menu. The croc might have been deceased already, but the piranhas made sure nothing went to waste. It's wild to see how nature recycles even its top predators. What's your take on this feast? Let me know in the comments. Nature, huh? Never a dull moment. Giant catfish catch. Here, check out this absolute monster of a catfish. This guy was out enjoying a regular fishing trip when he hooked something straight out of a fishy fairy tale. You can see him struggling to pull this giant out. And honestly, who wouldn't? That catfish looks like it could have its own zip code. While the exact location isn't clear, one thing's for sure. This catch must have felt like winning the fishing lottery. Imagine the stories he's going to tell. Hope he has some help getting that beast back in the water or home for dinner. What would you do if you reeled in something like this? Let me know your thoughts below. Slug Slime. Ever come across something so strange it makes you question what's real? Two guys stumbled upon a massive, alien-looking sea slug. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. Black, slimy, and huge. At first, they were a little let down, but that quickly changed to pure excitement as they got a closer look at this giant creature. Honestly, guys, its eerie appearance and mind-blowing size made me rethink everything I thought I knew about marine life. And now let us move on towards our subscribers' pick of the day. Meet the Parara. better known as the vampire fish, a real-life Dracula of the Amazon. This freshwater predator looks like it walked out of a horror movie, thanks to its 2 massive fangs that can grow up to 6 inches long. These teeth are not just for show, they're used to stab prey, mostly smaller fish. But don't worry, unless you're provoking it, the Parara won't go full vampire on humans. This fish can grow up to 46 inches long and weigh around 39 pounds. Despite its scary looks, it's safe to be around. While not endangered, you won't spot them everywhere, just in the Amazon basin or in select zoos. Talk about this fantastic fish.